The Public Art Committee is very thrilled to be able to celebrate and honor the installation of two new pieces of art. It's our second project for Broomfield. The first were the 10 benches that were installed last year, and this year we have two pieces that have gone into parks. The whole idea was to have them be fun and engaging and say something about the environment and really take public art in Broomfield to another level, and that's exactly what's happened. David Boyer's piece is called The Birds, and it's a kinetic piece that has been installed at East Park in Interlaken. It is a very fun, whimsical piece that takes a bit of science and the environment and art and rolls it all together, and it's very fun and engaging.
It's kind of a multiple sculpture in that there are 7 large stainless steel and steel birds, and these birds are kind of a robotic looking thing in that they are very abstract, look like kind of an amalgamation of real birds and man-made machines of some kind. The location of the sculpture is over there at the Interlaken Park area, and that particular location has a lot of industry. There's a lot of large corporate buildings, and my idea behind the sculpture was to tie in the natural and the man-made together, and thus we have these flying birds that are somewhat robotic and somewhat natural at the same time.
What's great about the birds, as the wind activity in that area fluctuates, you're going to see different types of movement. Sometimes it's going to be perfectly still, sometimes one of the birds may be turning very, very slightly, and then other times all of the birds will be moving.
When I first submitted my maquette, my model, I had already done a very thorough engineering design. When I was approved for the project, it was just a matter of building them, and building them was very time consuming. It took about 4 to 5 months to actually construct and complete them.
Our second piece is Our Solar System. It was created by Joe McCrane from Fort Collins, and it is a very fun piece. It's very interactive and engaging, especially for kids. And the location's perfect because it's just a couple blocks down the road from Cole Elementary. And of course, our hope is that the kids will be coming by the park on the way home, and they're going to stop and they're going to climb all over the sun. They're going to check out the sun calendar. They're going to read the scientific facts. Also included on the pieces are mythological symbols that relate to the planets. What we're hoping is that not only is it educational and fun, but that it will also inspire children to understand how important it is to be creative.
The art piece is it's a place designed around our solar system. It's called Our Solar System, Myths and Matter. So it talks a little bit about the facts of the solar system, the facts of the planets, and it overlays that with the myths that have been created culturally. It's located in a park, and it's a pretty nondescript park, so we wanted to create this place in the park and give the park some identity. We arranged the planets and arranged the different pieces in it to create spaces for people to meet and to animate the park a little more and make the park a little more special place. My style has always been to involve the audience in the pieces. In general, they're located in parks, so they deal with kids. The idea is that they're very complex, that there's a lot in them, and a lot to keep people's attention. I really strive to make something for everyone.
The process for choosing these two finalists was pretty arduous. It included a request for proposals, and I believe there were over 90 proposals that were submitted, and then the Public Art Committee went through a process where they scored each one and really reviewed each one and studied them closely, and then came up with their finalist. And once the City Council endorsed the two finalists, then the Public Art Committee presented the two projects to the public to get their opinion as well. Then the projects were able to happen. I have been so impressed by Broomfield, and I am amazed at the support that this community gives to art, and in particular to public art. A lot of comparable cities and a lot of cities that are bigger than Broomfield don't have a public art program. In my opinion, Broomfield is really far advanced to many communities comparable in size.
You know, one thing I have to say about Broomfield as a community, and I've worked with several communities now doing public art, is that Broomfield has wholeheartedly embraced public art. If you drive around the city, you will see a lot of really wonderful public art. My hat's off to them.
I think that public art tries to take people to places that they've never been before. It should be unexpected. It adds a sparkle to a place. Sometimes it has focus to a place. In the case of this piece, it is a place for people to come together and meet each other. It is a place for them to talk about something.
What's interesting about public art is how it's not always in a place that there's expected to be public art. So at Cola Miramonte, for instance, where Joe's solar system piece is, when he was installing the piece, I was on site and people just kept coming by. People were riding their bikes, people, with strollers, people taking a run. Everybody, was kind of curious as to what was going on and became engaged. They were asking Joe what it was all about. They were talking to me about the piece. It's such a wonderful addition to a park, and it gives it a real sense of space and an identity.
I get asked, often, why do you create art? What's in it for you? What do you get out of it? And I would have to say it's kind of a twofold thing. The art itself, I love the creative process of building the art, coming up with the ideas, of seeing the art installed. But I also really like the process of creating the art. And I love doing the welding, the machining. I love working with all the various processes involved in making the art as well as the art.
For me personally, it's about building something out of nothing. It came together out of a lot of just piles of rock and boxes of glass and bags of dust. And here we added water and made this.
For a community to embrace public art, it's a very wonderful thing. When a community has public art, it brings art to the people. It enhances the beauty and the aesthetics of the community. It gives the citizens, I think, an appreciation for art. In some ways, I think it kind of binds the community together. And Broomfield, as a whole, has been a wonderful city to work with. The people at Broomfield have been phenomenally helpful, phenomenally supportive, extremely nice to work with. My hat's off to what Broomfield is doing with public art.
If you want to learn more about public art and other cultural events and programs and activities in Broomfield, then check out our website at www.broomfield.org.